Hey, Soul Seekers, Johanna Burkhardt here, the Soul Shaman. And today we're going to be talking about clairsentience. This is my favorite because it is my primary gift. It is the one that is the strongest for me. I also want to talk about the difference between clairsentience, which is clear sensing, and clear empathy, which is clear feeling. They are different. And this is the biggest misconception with clairsentience. Most people think that means you're automatically an empath, or that you just feel everybody else's emotions, and that's just incorrect. And so I'm going to go over that, and I'm going to talk about some ways to. Sorry, I have the hair. Some ways to know if your clairsensing ability is opening up. And some ways to further develop it and hone in on it, because it is actually the most magical gift, and it makes mediums and psychics and intuitives that much more potent, because they are just sensing it at this extrasensory level. So what is clairsentience? Clairsentience is, like I said, is clear sensing. And it's you sensing the energy with your whole entire body, your whole aura. You're sensing it through your mental body. You're sensing it through your emotional body. You are feeling it in your physical body even. You are getting that knowing inside of you. Like you just know in your body if something is right or wrong. It's the same as if you walk into a building or on a piece of vacant land, and all of a sudden you just get this icky feeling and this knowing that something bad happened here, right? Or maybe something magical happened there. You are sensing that knowledge, that wisdom. You are tuning into that vibration, and it is entering into your field of energy and translating into a message, okay? Clairsentience is highly sensitive. And you can be a highly sensitive and not be an empath, right? Whereas an empath is highly sensitive. But they are tuning into the emotional body. So when you are around somebody and say they're in a bad mood or they're in a good mood, and all of a sudden your energy shifts because you are pulling in that emotion and it's interacting with your emotional body. And it's meant to give you a message. Unfortunately, most people pull that energy in, that emotion in, and they're like, oh, this is mine. And then they keep it, right? This is where whole boundaries and discernment come in. But with clairsentience, it is just a knowing. And I always tell people, like, I see, sense, smell, taste, hear everything through my clairsentience. I have these frequencies and energies that are interacting in mine and translating into messages. So I don't see or hear or know the way that other people do. Mine is heightened and translated through my clairsentience. That's where my messaging and system is translating through. And so it makes the way that we do things a little bit differently, right? And it gives us a different perspective and imagery and toning, everything. Like everything changes through this gift. Now you can be clairsentient and clairempathic at the same time. You can have them combined. So if you have that, which I do, that can be even more overwhelming when you first wake up, because, or, your intuitive senses start coming online, because you're not only just sensing the energy, but you're also receiving the emotion that comes with it. And there's the difference. So how do you know if you are clairsentience, right? Which is that clear sensing ability. It's like one of the examples I just gave. So if you've ever walked into a building or someone else's home, and you just had this feeling that something happened here, this knowing of something that happened, you are clairsentient. I've had this happen. I've gone onto land that I've never been on and got almost like sick to my stomach, because I could sense the tragedy and the trauma that happened on that land. Because that energy, the imprint of that energy, that residual, was still there, very much in the soil, in the trees, in the environment. It had soaked into it. That imprint was still there. Another way is if you pick up an object or touch something and it gives you some type of knowing or vibration within your body, where again, you could feel it gives you energy, or maybe it makes you fearful, or it makes you feel nauseous or sick. And this isn't just someone handing you something, right? If you're somebody who you go to a secondhand store or a resale shop and buy clothing, if secondhand items sometimes kind of throw your energy off or give you a weird feeling, you're definitely clairsentient, because you're picking up and sensing the vibration of what has been imprinted on that item. And so these are some really good ways of knowing. The other one is what happened to me when my intuitive senses first awakened. I was somebody early on in most of my life who was not really affected by the news. I wasn't really affected by what people thought about me. I never really worried about money. I never really worried about any of those superficial things. You know, I could have had $20 negative in my bank account and it not bother me. And then something happened. My intuitive senses came online, and clairsentience was the first one that kind of came on. And I felt like I was being swallowed whole by the world. Suddenly, news made me feel angry or sick, or I could feel as if I was a part of what was happening, right? I had the sensation, the sensing of the fear within the collective energy, with the anxiety within the collective energy. I could sense before my spouse or my child was angry or sad, and that emotion would overwhelm me before it was expressed externally through them. It made it hard for me to go out in public or to watch movies or any of those things, because I was sensing it as if I was a part of it, because I was tuning into that vibration of the energy that was being spoken, or that it was around me. And so this is where I had, again, discernment and boundaries are huge, because you have to understand that this energy isn't yours and it's meant to give you a message. It's meant to bring some information forth. It's meant to be a guidance system. Now, some ways of which you can use it and develop it. One is understanding your own energy, right? What are you like in the most zen, quiet space where nothing else is interacting with you? I have a whole course on this. It's called Reset and Reclaim, and it helps you to tune in. So if you want more information on that, I will link it in the description. But again, it teaches you, and this is what you need to learn. So whether it's through me or through somebody else or on your own, is tuning into your own emotional body, your own physical body. What do you feel like when you are alone in your zen space? Because anything other than that is you interacting with other energy, and you have to see how you play with that energy and what that energy is trying to tell you, because it is always a message within that energy. Another thing that you can do is, once you understand your baseline and you begin interacting with other energy, you can pick up an object that isn't yours. Maybe it's a family heirloom, or maybe it's a friend's family heirloom. And you can hold it and sense information from that item. You can ask a friend to send you a picture of somebody that you don't know or wouldn't know, and really focus in on their eyes. The eyes are truly windows to the soul, and pick up that vibration of what they were like. How was their energy? What kind of person were they? What kind of things did they experience? And just kind of ask them to send you a photo and not tell you anything, and then relay the information that you are sensing through your emotional body, through your mental body, through your whole being, and see how close you are. And this takes practice, right? Because we can allow our ego to get in the way. And so you can also sit in meditation and ask for, say, if somebody has passed away, or an animal or whatever, to come to you and ask to feel what their energy feels like in your body. So most times it'll be a vibration, a sensation that you feel. Maybe your hands activate. Maybe you get tingling running up and down your spine. Maybe you feel this energy exploding in your heart, right? So it's all going to be different, and you can correlate that vibration to that being or individual. So these are great ways to envelop this gift and allow it to grow even further. When it comes to the clear feeling part, again, I'm gonna refer you to the course that I it's a self-paced course called Reset and Reclaim. It really is about empowering that empath within you, because we all have that empath within, even if we're not an empath, right? We all have the way to tune into another's emotion, but it's us collecting that emotion and making it ours that it turns it into a block or something that keeps us from feeling our truth. A lot of times people don't sense or feel because they are so buried and repressed in their emotions that it creates like this barricade of energy, to where the energy that's trying to come in and trying to give you a message has to now go through all these layers, and it becomes muffled or non-existent by the time that it reaches its destination within you to be translated into a message for you. So it really is about coming back to our internal guidance system, to knowing our energy body, to knowing ourself and our truth, whether it's for clear empathy or clear sensing. And like I said, and you can be both, but not one is not always going to be the other. So just because you tune into other people's emotions and you're able to feel what another person is feeling does not necessarily mean that you are clairsentient. So there is quite a big difference there. Please share, like, and subscribe these videos as more and more step into what the Pleiadians are calling the Great Awakening. And more people are having their intuitive senses activating. And remember, intuitive senses are just a higher vibrational frequency, a higher level of awareness of our physical senses right now. And we all have all of these abilities, except one or two may be more primary for people. And so tuning into which one of those is going to be the guiding and lighting force in your life is important, because it really can help make the difference on this path and journey. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you on the next video.